investigated as a criminal act, as well as we learn a possible motive as well. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry live in the newsroom tonight with the very latest on this case. Bryce?
Daniela and Keith, in the last hour, we have confirmed investigators are looking at a possible murder charge for this 42-year-old man. Tonight,
that ain't good. Let's see what it's for.
He is in the Washington County Jail. Investigators say he tried to get his commercial driver's license at that DPS office yesterday, but got turned away.
Remember when Cynthia G was talking about no impulse control? Check it out.
The roof of this 18-wheeler cab ripped off after ramming through the front doors of this Texas Department of Public Safety office. Sky 2 showing the extensive damage.
Start getting people out through these windows. Great emergency will need multiple trucks.
One person died at the hospital. 2 others have serious injuries. 11 more are expected to be okay.
In ways we're blessed that more weren't injured in this act of violence.
State troopers say the driver, now identified as 42-year-old Clenard Parker, stole the big rig and led law enforcement on a chase before crashing into the driver's license office waiting area.
The suspect was backing the vehicle up and with the intent of going into it again. Our fire chief mentioned that if he had veered a little bit to the left the second time, there would have been a collapse of that building.
This is going to be an intentional act. You was here yesterday.
Investigators say Parker had been denied the renewal of his commercial driver's license, known as a CDL.
This is crazy to me. I mean, this just shows you the lack of impulse control. How do you ruin your whole life, take a life, and basically, destroy whatever image you were trying to make yourself because you were mad because you were denied? This is really dangerous. The problem is that there's a lot of men that have a problem with denial. Not in both meanings, being denied and then in where they really actually stand in life and with other people. And this is the result.
Than 24 hours earlier.
It's a dangerous job. Someone that goes to work today to issue driver's license can literally trigger someone.
Parker's current charges include evading arrest and unauthorized use of a vehicle, but we do expect more charges to be filed up to murder, as we have learned tonight. That driver license office is expected to be shut down for some time, and tonight we are still working to find out.
It looks like to me it was done. I mean, they might as well just build a new one. To me, that thing is done. I need to give you a refresher on the Menendez brothers. Back in the day, they were famous for a very horrific crime. Check it out.
New developments in a double murder case that captivated the country years ago. It was 27 years ago exactly that Eric and Lyle Menendez were found guilty of murdering their parents. Now, they claim that they killed Jose and Kitty Menendez in self-defense, and both brothers were given life sentences. In this week's 48 Hours, contributor Natalie Morales looks at whether new evidence could reopen this infamous case. Here's a look back.
They've been trying to let these guys go for so long. I guess maybe they figured out a way. Let's see what happens.
You have a prepaid call from
Lyle Menendez. I'm at RJ Donovan State Prison in San Diego, California, and I am here for killing my parents. My brother and I were convicted together.
Lyle and Eric Menendez have been behind bars in California for more than 3 decades. It all began on the night of August 20th, 1989. Jose and Kitty Menendez were shot to death in their Beverly Hills mansion.
Man.
Former Los Angeles County District Attorney Jackie Lacey wasn't involved in the case, but reviewed it at 48 Hours' request.
It was an expression of hatred for these 2 people.
At first, Lyle and Eric Menendez weren't even on investigators' radar. They later confessed to the killings in therapy. When the brothers went on
that's what it's there for. Let's go.
Trial, they claimed that they killed in self-defense after a lifetime of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse suffered at the hands of their parents. Lyle Menendez testified that his father began sexually abusing him when he was only 6 years old.
He raped me.
Their first trial ended with 2 hung juries. When they were tried again, prosecutors argued that the brothers were lying and were able to convince a judge to exclude some of the evidence of alleged abuse. That's when they were convicted and sentenced to life in prison. But now, decades later,
Yeah, you don't want to lie to the courts, that's for sure. They might not catch you the first time, but they'll catch you the second time.
the case is back in the news. Cliff Gardner represents the Menendez brothers.
We now have evidence that makes absolutely clear that those boys were molested. And if those boys were molested, it would have been manslaughter and they would be out.
Roy Rossello, a former member of the boy band Menudo, has come forward alleging that he was sexually abused by Jose Menendez too. Menendez was an executive at RCA Records, which signed Menudo to a recording contract. Did you or Eric think that another person would accuse your father of child molestation?
I did not, but I did not believe it.
Natalie Morales joins us now from Los Angeles. Natalie, good morning to you. That's quite a turn.
Yeah, it sure is a turn. So their case might be open. We will see. We will see. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it going. Good to see MTGV in the house. Brina West in the house. Legs for life in the house. Let's get this party started. Here we go.
What prompted the new witness to come? Yeah, it is. I remember this story very well. And at the time, well, it still is shocking, but you'd never seen a story where kids were accused of killing their parents in the way that they did it. I'll never forget it. So what do you think prompted this new witness to come forward?
Well, the attorney for the Menendez brothers, Cliff Gardner, said he spoke to Roy Rossello, the former band member, Menudo band member, who came forward and told his story. He found him to be credible. He said, with victims of sexual abuse, it's very painful to speak about these things that happen, and that it can take years for them to recognize what happened to them, or for them to choose to come forward and speak out takes a lot of courage.
All right. That's the Menendez brothers, but we're going to break it down into the Chocolate Menendez brothers, as they would be called. Let's start off right here.
My children are trying to kill me. Chris and Cameron Ervin, 17 and 22 years old. How did they try and kill you, ma'am? They're trying to strangle us and shoot us, and they put Xanax in our food. I guess they have some. They want the insurance money.
You remember what happened after that? What happened to your face right there?
I got hit with a gun.
Who did that?
I have no idea.
So, okay, tell me about what happened yesterday. What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday.
Pause. Act natural under pressure in the house. Y'all, this is going to get deep. Here we go.
Becoming a parent can be both an exhilarating and scary experience. We often carry high expectations of how we want our children to be raised, from the foods they're fed, schools they attend, and even the company that they keep. However cliche the quote, "There is no manual on how to be a perfect parent," is, many of us still try to become the blueprint by giving our children what we consider as the ideal upbringing.
This is brought to you by Crime Addicts. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is a very interesting story about two young men that were being treated very well by their parents. And for some reason, well, I am not going to tell the punchline. Let's keep.
But there is no such thing as perfect. And sometimes less is more, especially when it comes to nurturing our offspring. Because even with the most careful planning and extravagant lifestyle, some children are still willing to commit the unthinkable and repay their parents in blood.
So I guess the one thing we have to understand is this, is that basically the problem is in certain circles in our community, they believe a family is the end all answer to everything. And sometimes that's just not the case.
A little before 8 a.m. on September 5th, 2015, 50-year-old Yvonne Ervin made a frantic call to 911 from the master bedroom of her home, begging the operator to send law enforcement to help her and her husband Zachary. Throughout the 6-minute phone conversation, Yvonne told dispatchers that both she and her husband were asleep in their home, located in Snellville, Georgia, when they were awakened to being smothered with pillows, viciously beaten with the butt of a gun, and strangled. Her husband distracted the men, which allowed her to be able to run to her bedroom, lock the door, and call the police.
Wow.
When the operator asked Yvonne if she had any idea who the suspects were,
You could never just let's I definitely want to find out why. Definitely want to find out
she
why.
identified the couple's two youngest children, sons, 22-year-old Christopher Ervin and 17-year-old Cameron Ervin. The operator could hear a male voice come into the room and ask, "Who are you talking to?" Then the phone would abruptly disconnect.
What in County 911 was the location of the emergency? Yes, a place and someone to house my children are trying to kill me. What do you mean that your children are trying to kill you? They've attacked me and my husband. They drugged us with Xanax. They've attacked us and they're trying to kill us. Okay, so my husband has distracted them and I was.
And remember when we did that thing, something about the Johnsons? I believe it was called that. It was a live stream we did about, I guess, a month or two ago, maybe more. This is like the same thing. Something about the Ervins. Let's find out. Let's dig in deep. Let's find out what's going down. Here we go.
Just able to get to the phone. Please hurry. How old are the children? They're 22 and 17. Please send someone out as quick as possible, please.
I mean, that call, Legs for Life, just the call itself is cringy. This is some real shit right here.
Wait, ma'am, okay? Just down the phone with me. Are you in your room? Yes, I am, but I don't know if they're going to find me. What room are you in? I'm in my top upstairs bedroom. And the children are still in the garage? Yes, they're trying to attack my husband. I don't know. Do you hear what's going on? They have a shotgun. We have a shotgun and a pistol in the house, and I can't find my pistol, so I'm assuming they've taken it, and they have this.
The fact that she mentioned that she can't find her pistol tells you that they were in such dire danger that she is considering, at least injuring her kids. That's just terrible.
Shotgun. I don't know why they've done this. I really don't. I guess they just don't. They want the insurance money. I'm not sure. Please hurry.
A lot of people they underestimate outside influence, peer pressure from their friends and everything. All it takes is to start rolling around in a bad crowd and it could be all bad. I mean, think about it. You could just be cool. Your parents are cool to you, but for some reason, somebody gets in your head, some narcissist or somebody, some brain spinner, and makes you into a all bad person. I've seen it happen in real life, and I've seen it happen up here on YouTube as well. Here we go.
Please. All right, they're on their way, okay? Okay. Would you like me to on the phone with you, ma'am? Sure you can. Let me try and lock my bedroom door. Yeah, I want you to lock your door, okay? I just heard them say, "Where did Mom go?" They headed upstairs now.
Let me pause this for a minute. I need to bring this up more. You need to hear this stuff. You need to hear the nuances. This is really crazy. Okay, here we go.
The police are out their way. It's out their way.
A few moments later, police would arrive on the scene and be greeted by the couple's oldest son, Christopher, who was sitting outside of the family's home with a face covered in scratches. He would be immediately handcuffed and placed in police custody. His battered father would emerge from the home next, stumbling out of the family's garage, covered in blood, with numerous stab wounds and bruises to his head and torso.
Dang. I mean, they could have been the Huxtables. And I really want to find out what happened. I really want to find out why the young men did this. I do. Let's find out.
Law enforcement radioed for medics to treat Zachary, then proceeded to enter the home, where they immediately noticed a strong smell of gas permeating throughout the residence. The Ervin's youngest son, Cameron, would eventually be found inside, covered in blood, with Yvonne being discovered a short while later in her bedroom, also bloody and
Man, she's beautiful. I'm glad she made it. I'm glad she made it.
bruised. At the hospital, doctors would count over 10 stab wounds to Zachary's upper torso, as well as bruising from when he was hit with the shotgun. And although Yvonne suffered bruising to her head and neck, she was able to provide police with a statement from her hospital bed. She would
Wow. Two parents. Wow. MTGV. That would be the assumption. That would be the assumption. Let's see what happens.
recall that the night before, Cameron asked his parents if he could hang out with his friends, but they told him no. A little while later, he and his brother offered to serve their parents dinner, which Yvonne admitted was a rare occurrence. But
Wow. Let's listen to that one more time.
Ervin's youngest son, Cameron, would eventually be found inside, covered in blood, with Yvonne being discovered a short while later in her bedroom, also bloody and bruised. At the hospital, doctors would count over 10 stab wounds to Zachary's upper torso, as well as bruising from when he was hit with the shotgun. And although Yvonne suffered bruising to her head and neck, she was able to provide police with a statement from her hospital bed. She would recall that the night before, Cameron asked his parents if he could hang out with his friends.
Okay, so he's asking him if he can hang out with his friends and the parents. So no, no,
They
right?
told him no.
Okay, no big deal. Go home, do some homework. Maybe work out, or maybe study, or you got the parents clearly are treating these guys good.
A little while later, he and his brother offered to serve their parents dinner, which Yvonne admitted was a rare occurrence, but they all ate and had a seemingly good night. After a while, her and her husband started to feel dizzy, so they retired to bed. A few hours later, she would be awakened to Cameron smothering her face with a pillow, and then he began to beat her in the head with the butt of her husband's shotgun. Zachary would also later recall a similar story.
Please don't tell me this is all over being told you can't go out, because I'll be really, really upset. Why seeking knowledge in the house? I remember when this happened. Yep. I picked the bear. Yep. Here we go. Here we go.
About the night's events, but says after he was awakened to being smothered, he began to fight back. And once Cameron realized that he wouldn't be able to overpower his dad, he ran to his father's closet to get the shotgun and started beating him in the head with it. Zachary would flee the room with Cameron following close behind him, and once he caught up to his dad, he would begin to repeatedly stab him in the upper torso. Even with all of his injuries, Zachary would make it to the garage, get in his car, and lay on the horn in an attempt to grab a neighbor's attention. Unfortunately, he would begin to go in and out of consciousness until he eventually passed out.
Wow. Okay, let's keep this going. Here we go.
Both Yvonne and Zachary would be released a few days later, with neither sustaining any permanent physical damage.
Yeah, bless them for that. I mean, that was some crazy shit to go through.
Down at the precinct, both Christopher and Cameron were placed in separate interrogation rooms. And with Savannah's
Now, this is the funny thing. Why do they have their shirts off? That's what gets me. Well, maybe because the shirts were covered in blood or something. Let's find out.
Both brothers would give statements of the events that had played out that night.
Let me pause that for a minute because I want to see if I can find out an actual interrogation. Not that one. Okay. Let me see. Let me check this one out right here. Crime involved. I'm gonna go fast forward for a minute.
And do you see your husband now, ma'am? No, I don't. All I know is he's in the garage and he was screaming. He was trying to blow the horn just to get attention to hopefully our neighbors. Okay. But please hurry, please. They're on their way, ma'am. I need you to, can you lock your door? Your bedroom door? But they'll probably be able to get in. Okay, but make sure you lock the door, okay? Okay, I will. And so the children woke you up while you were asleep. Yes, I heard them say that they put Xanax in our drinks. That's why we were so sleepy. We didn't understand why we were so sleepy. But
Damn, I mean, this is a shame. I mean, talk about it. Passport bros go abroad to get scoped, and these parents get scoped right in their own home by their own kids. Man, that's crazy. Let me go forward a little bit. Okay, they're in the integrity
room. His younger brother Cameron screams.
Wow, did you hear that? Let me turn this down a little bit. Oh, this is some crazy-ish right here. This is crazy.
And sobs in another one.
Christopher, I hear you had a rough morning.
An empathetic detective drew confessions almost immediately as Christopher Ervin described a cold and distant relationship with his father, Zach, a college football star who wanted his sons to follow in his footsteps.
Our house is weird. My dad, he was pissed.
Uh-oh. Something about the Ervins. Let's see what we're going to go with this.
Just when I decided to not play football anymore. Every time he looked at me, it was like, get out of my face, like, why are you here? But my brother was in the band. He really didn't like that. He made fun of him, didn't want to go to his performances, type things like that. We all live in the same house, but we won't see each other or talk to each other for days at a time. Like, my mom texted.
Okay, right now, though, right at this moment, I don't hear anything that justifies what they did. So let's keep going. Let's dig into this and see what happens. Here we go.
My brother that she was leaving to go out of town. That was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't.
Cameron, 17 at the time, describes a similar home life.
Played football when I was younger. When I quit, he didn't want me to be the son anymore. I just always felt like I never belonged there.
When it didn't work, the brothers grew desperate.
We kind of already started this. We gotta finish it.
The perfect family home, now a crime scene.
Grabbed the next match and stabbed him, kept stabbing him, stabbing him, kept stabbing him. I was like, my body was moving around, but I was just watching.
I want you to hang in there. You guys are gonna get past this, okay?
After their confessions, Cameron and Christopher are reunited.
Now, what is up with this? I mean, I'm sorry. This is just, I'm not instigating anything. It's just weird that all the way around that this is all going on like this. They got their shirts off. I mean, why? I mean, what, the shirts? Well, okay, they might be testing the shirts for DNA and shit. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit. Why Sick of Knowledge breaks it down just like this. Good for you. Practice for your Debo takes and that manhood. Good for you. Practice for when Debo takes that manhood. Now I get it. You thought your parents were so bad? Yeah. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. MTGV says strong parents survived.
I was high. I know I did. I don't make it right. They're gonna hate us forever and ever.
Quite the opposite. Yvonne and Zach Ervin forgave their sons almost immediately. They
Wow. Forgive, but don't forget.
spent the next year visiting them in jail and repairing their broken relationship. The brothers pleaded guilty to numerous charges and in court said anxiety, depression, and substance abuse contributed to their actions. The family says they are now closer than ever before. Cameron and Christopher will be eligible for parole in 2025.
Wow, that's next year. When did this happen? Okay, this happened 5 years ago. Wow, okay. Wow, they might be out now. Shit, yeah. Empty. It says, "Oh hell nah." Man, no, wait, I thought.
But we forgive our sons. We love them unconditionally, and we had to make sure that they understand that.
Yeah, that is love unconditionally. The problem is, that in our community, that might do you in. You see how many young ladies have passed away because they loved some dude for unconditionally. Let's put it that way. But there were conditions. Yeah. Yep. No, sir. No, sir. I would be done. Yep. Here we go.
After giving that message firsthand to their sons, the Ervins wanted to share it with the world. No matter, they say, what their sons might have done 2 weeks ago this weekend, the family says there's no malice.
Those were not our boys that did that to us. We did not raise our boys that way.
Come on. I know you didn't raise them to be that way, but it was them. Let's come on now. Come on now.
We understand there are consequences for what they did. They understand that. But we're just praying that the world forgives them in the same way that we forgive them.
They're doing great. They're doing good.
How are you doing?
God has done miraculous healing with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing great. We're healing both mentally and physically.
It's all for the glory of God. God is going to be glorified in this situation.
Why sick and knowledge breaks it down once again. Wow, mighty Christ of them, mighty Christ-like of them. Maybe little old me has no place in the kingdom because I may have to reciprocate. Reciprocate, as they say. Bars. Here we go.
We're all not going to do it. And then you were like, well, the whole house smells like gasoline.
You know what's weird? I wonder if the parents are just going to have them just come right back to the house after they get out. That would be creepy weird. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't take that kind of chance, especially if you love your life.
And there's candles that kind of burn carpet in certain places. Mm-hmm. How are we going to explain this? And it was like, well, it's too late now. I don't know if you watch. The haves and the have-nots. It's a show now. All the characters.
It sounds creepy as hell. This sounds like one of those horror movies where they're playing the record backwards or something, and you don't understand what it's saying, but it's something, demonic. Yeah, demonic, and it's crazy. Here we go.
Burn your house down.
That's kind of why I got the against the idea for the gender, but that's where you got it from. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily where I got it from, but you just saw it. I just saw it, and it's my parents' favorite show. Really? It's their favorite show. They watch it every Tuesday. Like, they sit together. They come home early on Tuesday so they can watch the show. And I was like, Cameron, they watch the haves and the have-nots, bro. They're gonna know we trying to burn down the house. What do we do?
It's almost like they're just like the Menendez brothers, except they failed to, I guess, thank God they did, but they failed to complete the job, as I guess you could say. But the problem is I haven't heard any reasons why they even started doing this at all. That's the scary part. I haven't heard anything. Being estranged is not, is not a big enough reason to try to murder your parents.
Yeah, they just kind of left from there. I heard something about there was Xanax in the food or something like that, or is that not true? Xanax in the food. I don't know what you're talking about. So it all just started falling apart and you guys panicked. Yes, sir. Do you think you can, so your brother's very upset and emotional, I can hear him. Do you think if you go in there and maybe give him a hug and stuff, talk to him for a few minutes, that would be helpful? Yes, sir. Because I think we can do that. You want some more water first, or you think you can just, I'm going to go tell them that we're going to do that? I think you can just kind of tell us quick what happened this morning after been working out and good thing. And then you start. After we did the workout, we were going to go up there and tell them that somebody broke into the house and we needed to get out. But then that didn't seem like a very believable idea. So we kind of already started this. And we gotta finish it.
Wow. So why is seeking knowledge? She states this. This is deep. I listened to the stories. The oldest one wanted to be a man, tired of living by the parents' rules and wanted to floss like rappers. Counted on the insurance. Mom was spot on. Wow. And they forgave all that. It's like that the level of lack of empathy you have to want to delete someone over money is crazy. And what's even more crazy about this is that it's the parents treated. I mean, don't get me wrong. It sounds like to me the parents didn't. I mean, for some reason, the parents didn't treat them real nice, but it wasn't like still haven't heard anything that makes it sound like, oh yeah, I see why they did it. I haven't heard anything. Being estranged family members is pretty normal. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 50% of the families in any community, there's always going to be an estranged vibe. So for them to go to this level, they need to do some tests on these dudes and find out quick and in a hurry, because maybe it'll solve the issues with femicide as well. Here we go.
But you're not bad guys, though.
Oh, they're
Tell
bad.
that you're not.
They're bad. Look, let me make something clear. And how Diddy is bad. Okay. Diddy is bad. Okay. R. Kelly is bad. And I'm not going to name the other men, but we know who they are. They're bad. They're all bad. We need to stop trying to make bad people good when they're not. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Let me keep playing. Oh, wait, hold on. I just took it down. Hold on. Bring back up. Here we go. I'm going to drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up and talk. Here we go. That's just crazy. I'm going to fast forward it because looks like he does this for a while.
He told us that
This is the other one.
because your brother was very honest with us, and we know a lot has gone on. When we talked to him about your parents and forgiveness and how things have been at your home. And we wanted to give you an opportunity to just tell us whatever you want to tell us. Do you need something else? Do you want some more paper towels? And we understand how bad everything feels right now. Is there something we can get you? And just so you know, when you came here, your parents were okay.
Pause. Why I seek knowledge breaks it down one more time. We can't keep making bad people good. The pedals are fighting as we speak for their letter and color on the rainbow flag. Columbia University says it's normal. SMH. Bars. Here we go.
We know your father to be in the hospital for a while. But when we came in here, he was doing okay. I mean, I'm sure he could be better. But that's what your brother was.
I'm sure he could be a lot better with having 10 less stab wounds.
A long way to explaining. He wants to see you again. And we're going to let you see each other. It should make you feel, does that make you feel a little bit better? I think it does.
Okay.
And your brother's only been back home since what? Since like July? Before that, were you planning, did you graduate back in May, June? What instrument did you play in the band?
I was a drummer.
A drummer? The marching band too?
Drummer in a marching band. Okay. Let's go to this part right here.
My dad got into it. My pretty sure to calm me down. He's always trying to separate us. He's the most calm, level-headed one. I tried to sleep it off, but I couldn't. It was like, I don't know, it's like I felt my body was moving in my room, but I was just watching it ride. I grabbed the gun. He tried to take it from me, hit him in the eye.
Your brother or your dad?
My brother. And I hit my dad with it. I kept hitting him. I hit him again.
Wait a minute. So he hit his brother, and then he started hitting his dad. Crazy. Brothers Love Part 2. What's happening at the Ervin? Tell them, two brothers. A bad idea. Did you hear what he said? He said that's a bad idea. His father would probably give him a hug if he wasn't in intensive care.
I love you, man.
All this nonsense, spending years in jail just because they got mad at their parents because they couldn't floss like the rappers. That's crazy. Why Seek Knowledge breaks it down like this. Two things I noticed when we escaped Blackistan. The women don't want to come back. They don't want to comb black girls' hair, and they don't carry on proper discipline. We have different lives requiring different approaches. Bars.
It's okay, bro.
I thought for a second they were gonna kiss. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. Man, okay. There's something going on at the Ervins. What?
It's okay. Good.
Wait, did it? Wait a minute. Wait. Did he just pull out his pants?
That's it. That's right, though. I love you, man.
Check this out.
It's okay, bro.
Watch.
Right.
Watch.
You look like you've been through a war.
Watch. I think he said you look like you've been through a war.
It's okay.
Oh my God. You see that? You see how he adjusted his pants? Ew, I I know why he did too. I know why he did too. Do you know why he did? Why seek knowledge? They were hard like Marvel heroes, beating and stabbing their own parents who loved and did everything for them. Now they sniffling and crying like Debo just rolled off them. Man, here we go.
I know you're good. No, neither one of us are good, but fucked up, bud. We fucked up together.
Oh man.
Hopefully, mom and dad are okay. They're both going to testify against us, but at least it's not going to be murder. Two different, but they're not murder. It's different. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's
There's something going
I
on
don't want
here.
you to do this by yourself. You feel me?
Hey, look, I love my brother too, but I ain't doing all that.
Brother, listen to me. Listen to me. These officers come in here and ask you what happened again. Just tell them the truth. It's going to show when they look at the house for evidence. You know what I'm saying? Mom and dad were witnesses to everything that happened. I helped. Okay? You did not do that on your own. And don't try to take that on. I'm not going to let you. You feel me?
I wonder if they went to prison in the same prison.
Like I said, just keep it 100 when they come in and ask you. Good. Yeah, I know. This I know. That's next step. But it probably doesn't even matter at this point because you've already confessed. I don't know yet. You were high. I was high. I know I did it. I don't think you're right.
Why seeking knowledge breaks it down one more time. Parents will be unwise to accept them back. They are entering jail with uncontrolled aggression. Afterwards, it will be coupled with the swill of the sewers they kept them away from. Bars. Straight up bars. If I was a parent, I would definitely get these guys, their own apartment. Taking a 2-bedroom apartment, one for each of them. I would not take a risk taking them back home.
You could not.
Heard you screaming from all the way across town. I told you you'd be the one.
That is just crazy. We're going to have a part 2 of this interview later on, but I want to play this part right here. Here we go.
Two brothers
Pause
were
for 1
sentenced to
second.
20 years in.
Let me pause that for 1 second. I don't think they got 20 years, because if they got 20 years, they wouldn't be getting out so soon.
Prison for trying to kill their parents last year.
First of all, I'd like to apologize.
23-year-old Christopher Ervin and his 19-year-old brother Cameron pled guilty to 13 charges in connection with the crime at their Atlanta area home in September 2015, in which they allegedly drugged their parents Yvonne and Zachary, beat them, stabbed them, and tried to set the house on fire.
They're trying to strangle us and shoot us, and they put Xanax in our food, and they thought we were asleep. They tried to attack us. They beat me up. They beat him up. They're trying to kill us.
I'm sorry.
This is their mother's chilling 911 call, a desperate attempt to save her life and her husband's. Despite the horror they went through, these parents have forgiven their boys and asked the judge for mercy.
I don't see myself as a victim. I'm a
Well,
father.
see, and that's the issue a lot that we have in our community, is that we ask for mercy for people who are merciless. We ask for mercy for people who are merciless. It just, I just don't know. I just don't know.
First, knew that it was something terribly that went wrong during this span. And I had no other choice but to forgive them.
The prosecution asked for 50 years, but the judge sentenced them to 20 years with 30 years of probation, and they will be eligible for parole after 10 years.
I'm extremely regretful.
These decisions are never easy for the court.
The brothers apologized, expressed remorse, and pled guilty to their crimes. They also expressed their love for their parents, who they will only be able to see when they come to visit them in prison. For InsideEdition.com, I'm Mara Montalbano.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do when they get out. That's what I would like to know. Is that what are the parents going to do when they get out? I'm going to do some more digging and find out, and bring you a part 2 to the Ervin brothers. The Ervin brothers. But for now, everybody, let's go back to a little bit more of the interview, okay, right here.
Heard you screaming from all the way across town. I told you you'd be the one.
I think there's something going on between them. There's something going on with these guys. There's something going on.
We're fuckers for that. They're gonna hate us forever and ever. It's probably why people never get away with it. Yeah. Do you know Dealer's number by heart? Do you want to call your sister? No. Please. I don't even know who I will call. Derek, Gary, someone. I just tried to tell my parents nobody's gonna be like, it's that angel on their shoulders.
All right, everybody. Part 2 coming up. This is DJ Torch. I'm going to take it out of here. Here we go. to thank everybody for coming through. Shout out to the replay gang in the house.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah, lead the way.
Right. Huge shout out to Why is Seeking Knowledge. Thank you for your knowledge.
We'll be heading now, baby.
DV Ryan Podcast.
To the edge of it all.
Thanks for life.
To the edge of it all.
Reno West.
So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find no better one.
Thanks everyone for coming through.
Susceptible life. Before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good night.
I can't agree with you more. Why is Seeking Knowledge? Nobody, it's a shame that parents can't even be safe in their own home. We got a new age, and the guys might be out next year.
It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to you.
Thank you, Why is Seeking Knowledge, for the kind words. We got more for you. Coming up.
I follow. No need to say. We'll be heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible life. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible